Fantasy football tips, why you need to pick Manchester United players early on. The new Premier League season is looming, which means it's time to seriously start thinking about your fantasy football team. And every seasoned fantasy manager knows that when picking your dream team for the coming season, it's vital to keep one eye on the opening fixtures of the new campaign. Dream Team 2017-18. This year's fantasy football game will be absolutely free for all players to play. The total prize pot is an approximated £750,000. Game weeks will run from Friday to Thursday. £50 million budget on 11 eligible players. It makes sense to choose tactically and to make sure the best players in your team are going up against opposition they can score maximum points against. So, with one BDI on the fixtures list, which team has an obvious advantage in the opening weeks and months of the new season? Manchester United, of course. One happy special one. One of the oldest conspiracies in English football once again rings true this season, with United's first few fixtures relatively favourable. Honestly, just imagining the glee on Jose Mourinho's face when he saw these fixtures makes us physically sick. United began the new season by hosting West Ham before heading to relegation candidate Swansea. They then play Leicester and Stoke to complete their first month of action, while their first big game isn't until they play Liverpool on October 14th. United have been in action in America this summer. What does this mean for your fantasy team? Significantly, United have managed to keep a clean sheet in their opening 3 fixtures in their last 2 seasons. And with the relative ease of their opening fixtures this season, it might be worth opting for David De Gea between the sticks for your early stages of the campaign, with at least 1 or 2 United defenders backing him up. Picking David De Gea could be one of the smartest choices you make this year. So far, it's hard to determine who Mourinho will go for in his backline. While Victor Lindelof and Eric Bailly are generally expected to start the season together, Phil Jones, Chris Smalling and Marcos Rojo are all in contention, with Jones and Rojo starting together numerous times last season. Daily Blind is also worth some thought, with the Dutch utility man notching an impressive 168 points on Dream Team last season. Daily Blind was a reliable points scorer last season. Further forward, we're expecting new boy Romelu Lukaku to link up well with his good mate Paul Pogba. Pogba was United's highest points scorer on Dream Team last season with a staggering 236 points. Lukaku started last season for Everton slowly, and didn't score until September. How did Lukaku get on in fantasy football last season? 25 goals and 6 assists. 750 rating on Who scored the 10th best in the Premier League. 247 Dream Team points. Fancy Lukaku to shine? Get him in your fantasy football team now. Fans will be hoping for something a little sooner than that from their man. How does fantasy football work? The setup for Dream Team is rather simple. As a manager, you get a budget of £50 million to spend on your team of 11 players. Game weeks will run from Friday to Thursday this season, and you'll be allowed to transfer out players who have already played in that game week. Each manager gets a maximum of 3 transfers a month, so it's important to pay attention to upcoming fixtures. And if the incentive of beating your mates in our mini-league system isn't enough, there's a whopping £750,000 prize pot at stake too. Keep up to date with all the latest fantasy football news ahead of next season with our Fantasy Football Live blog and sign up to play.